Hello. This is the Margin episode 26 or 27. I don't know anymore. It's October 17th. Um,
Um,
yeah. My name is Michael.
I'm Aditya.
I am X.
Xavier. He's not Twitter.
Yeah,
Not yet.
Not yet.
Look, speaking of Elon Musk, that's one of our
Oh,
topics,
yes, and my
but it's
cat
not
is
the
here.
first one.
My cat, Better Misha.
Is your cat a guest? I thought we had a rule after,
Yes.
Wow.
didn't we have a
My
rule
cat-
after Christian's disastrous performance that we had no animals in frame?
Yeah, but
Only
we
for
worship
guests.
the cat.
Yeah.
We worship the cat, first of all. And second of all, she's not in frame. Most
Well-
of the time.
It's like we round. Okay, whatever.
Anyways, yeah, speaking of, well, not Elon Musk. Actually, we should talk about that first.
Speaking of Tesla, Elon Musk's amazing
Yes.
company that has had no
Yes.
quality control issues on any of their vehicles.
At all. The Tesla Wii robot event. Quite the event, if I may say so myself. I watched clips of it. I didn't watch the whole event because...
Oh, I can't watch
was-
clips of it. If I go to tesla.com/WeRobot, it says we can't play this video in your browser. Please try a different web browser. I'm on the latest version of Chromium, so I don't know what the problem is.
For the record, on Tuesday, for 2 hours, we attempted to troubleshoot Xavier's issue where he couldn't run Chrome or Chromium or Edge on his Windows 7 laptop on his many Linux computers. And now I gave him a webcam.
Yeah, so it's just dangling on top of my my monitor like it's one of the Wii sensor bars.
Yeah, that's fine. It's better than it not working.
Barely.
Anyway,
I like how, and I know it's recording in higher quality, but I like how
Yes.
every 3 seconds you just become this like JPEG artifact mess, and I can't see
Yes.
you.
it records in far better quality,
It's part
which
of
is
the
why we
fun.
like it.
It's part of the
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah.
Right? It's part of the experience. Yes, I agree.
Well-
Anyways, We Robot is a very nice reference to the book I, Robot, which talks about the laws of robotics,
Oh, I love that.
which
So
is a
good.
pretty good book.
I have never read it, but I'm
Isaac
vaguely aware of
Asimov wrote
it.
pretty good books.
Anyone who enjoyed that book, I recommend reading Snow Crash because it's not too similar, but it also shows like how it became the backbone of tech in our society.
Or if you want a book that's written by someone who knows nothing about computers, you should read Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow.
You should read whatever books Linus Torvalds writes. Honestly.
Going back to the actual topic of Elon
Yes.
Musk,
Yes, Elon Musk.
on Tesla's website, it
Oh,
says
yes.
the future is autonomous. To create
Oh,
a
God.
sustainable future, we must democratize transportation. Do any of you have any idea what that even means?
No, but because I watched clips of the event and read one article, I know that there was unveiled a robo-taxi, which is kind of like a smaller self-driving cyber truck. But here's the twist: without a steering wheel and without any controls.
So my question is that even is that legal with current regulations about vehicles?
Some
I don't
places
know.
it is because I believe like in LA something similar exists where
Yeah.
it's like
Oh, the
automated
Waymos?
taxis. The only difference between Elon's thing and the automated taxi is that in LA with the automatic taxi, like there's a bunch of buttons under being like, "Hey, this automatic taxi is broken. Please stop and let me out immediately."
Yeah.
Or stuff like, "Hey, we're going to contact like emergency services to make sure you're safe."
Well, I think
And Elon's will probably not have that.
well,
due
we know
to
him.
Cost prices.
The
Yes.
what's great about the Cybertruck, and this is truly based on that. Which I mean, if you go on the website, it looks just more like a normal Tesla, but with the Cybertruck, it rusted for every single person who had it,
Yes.
and there was someone who took it to a car wash, but they didn't put it in the car wash setting. So when they got home and they turned the car off, it was just bricked, and they would never turn back on again.
Of course. What I can't say is this does look pretty cool.
I like seeing the repeating. It looks pretty cool, my guy. That's like a
It
blender
does
model
look
that
pretty
someone
cool.
cooked up in a few hours.
I can
It's not-
I can
Well,
probably cook that up in
considering
a
the
few minutes.
Cybertruck is just an unrendered car who someone
Yeah.
made in
Oh, like
Blender.
the PS2 model with graffiti.
Yeah, it's like the GTA whatever version of the PS2, just unrendered because it's too slow.
GTA 3.
Or whatever.
Well, 3, San Andreas, and Vice City were all
Of course.
on
Yes.
that era. So we also have the Tesla bot on the website, which will help you with daily
Hold up.
tasks like completing house chores
Oh
or
yeah,
Hold up,
running
Xavier.
errands.
I'm gonna.
Are you just gonna
reference-
skip the bus?
I don't
We
care
don't
about the
care
bus. It
about
looks like a
buses.
brick. It looks like a bar
You
of soap.
can't skip the bus.
Don't you mean the robo-van, to use the technical term?
The robo-van. That's the technical term. I'm sorry, the technical term is robo-van.
The technical term was
Yes.
autonomous transportation vehicle. Wait, no, all vehicles for transportation.
that is a toaster.
It is. Well, I
Okay.
like how the doors look all futuristic, but they don't have any handles. A lot of the Teslas
Those
have
are
have
there
door
are
handles.
doors on that thing.
Well, it looks more
Apparently.
like it looks like a door, and more like it's just like an opening.
Where
like they
is
just like cut a
it?
hole
Oh,
in
there
it.
it is. Alright. Okay, so let's take a look.
That is a toaster. That is.
Can I
no,
make
that
it
is-
in Blender in about 2 seconds? Probably.
Well, well, if you look on the website,
It's just a
they
beam.
show the black section of it, like the weird. That is the door. I'm not sure how it opens or how
what's
you
the
get
door?
in it.
That's the door?
The black, so you have the silver section or gold or whatever, and then there's it's incest a little bit or recessed a little bit, and there's
Oh, so like this
it's
part?
black. That's the door, but I don't know how it opens because there's no buttons on the outside. I don't know if you have to use an app in order to, is the idea is you have to
Maybe
use
it's
an
like
app
a
to-
garage door.
Oh, like it's like what is it like motion detected or something? Like if you go up close to it, that it'll open and like something will fall out from
I
the
see.
It
inside
could
or
be
something.
similar to how LA's cars work, where it's like after you order like your van or something, you go on your phone and then say, "Oh, I'm here," or which unlocks the door in
that's
LA
so-
in their LA.
that's such
type.
I see, so they like slide. It's like a van, they like slide.
So
It's
a
so-
sideways garage door.
But what is
Yeah.
the point of that? What was wrong with normal doors? And also,
Well, you see, Xavier, this is a self-driving bus
Yeah.
with no place to go wrong. No steering wheel, no brakes, no
no
control.
brakes. Oh
of
yeah,
those
it must
brakes.
have brakes, but there's no
I
like
hope it has
pedal or
brakes.
whatever that.
I really do hope
Knowing
it
Elon,
has
it
brakes.
doesn't.
That's fair.
The only time
Very
he'd
fair.
ever add brakes is if he's legally forced to.
Well, in fairness, for the
I
brakes
mean, in
thing,
the
the
in the
Cybertruck had
Cybertruck,
the
the
issue
brakes
where
were bad.
it would just like something. I think the mat could get stuck or something, and it would just get permanently going forward, so that you would just drive off a cliff, and there was no way to slow down.
You know, generally, I think the problem with the Cybertruck is that, like, a 1988 Honda Civic can go through a car wash, but the Cybertruck can't.
I think it also would just rust to like pieces if there are any bugs or any like debris on like the metal frame, which was supposed to be
Let's take
strong enough.
a look.
Like he advertised like on like the events where he showed it off. He was like, "This can withstand bullets." Who are you marketing this car
Also,
to?
I must say, I saw like a test of what kind of
Do you
bullets it
remember
can
what happened
withstand.
last time? He said like something of his vehicle was bulletproof, like with the
Oh,
one
then
of those
someone
windows.
shot at it with a machine gun, and it's not waterproof. Yeah.
I mean,
No,
because
he threw a rock at it and it broke.
Oh, that was the glass. The glass. Yeah, I remember that. That was fun.
quality
In
engineering.
2017.
Oh my god!
I will never forget that.
And
Oh,
how
pickle
hard is it to
rushes.
design? You don't have to design it. You could just buy. Like there are companies that manufacture bulletproof
wanna say-
glass.
Does this look good to you or something?
That looks beautiful. I don't know what you're on about.
I mean, look at this orange color.
It looks like a Mad Max vehicle.
Only went through a couple car washes.
Okay, can we go back to the new designs? Because
Yes.
I want to talk about the Tesla bot. I want to what is this Detroit become
All
human
right.
garbage? That was a terrible
Tell me
game.
about this Tesla bot, whatever. it is.
Tesla. Well, if you go on the website, it has a picture of this like automata giving some.
Is that just Tesla.com?
Yeah, just go on tesla.com/we-robot.
/we-robot.
Yeah, I gotta have the hyphen. It talks
Just
about
like the-
discover autonomy and autonomy for all. And so the thing I don't understand is if it's supposed to be democratizing transportation, that's already. You're not solving any problems by introducing AI vehicles, right? Like people can already get driver's licenses and like rent a car and drive wherever they want, or like pay an Uber driver. There's not some niche that's being filled here unless you like being in a vehicle with no other people because you think that like they're gonna get like you're worried that if there's someone else there
this
they're gonna
robot?
like Yeah, that's
Is this the robot?
that's the website.
Also, I just want to say about these robots. So, it's quite an achievement that the robot can move on its own and walk.
Well,
But-
it's not real,
It's
my
not
guy.
that big of an
But I just
achievement.
want to say, during the event, the robot was stuttering and the different robots had different voices. Which
Like-
leads me to believe that there was people who were talking into a mic broadcasted out of this robot.
Like it's not like this is in
Did
the
they not rehearse
advertisements.
their lines?
Huh?
Did they
No.
not rehearse their lines?
Clearly not, because it was stuttering and these were very different voices.
It's not like
The robot
they
wouldn't
always-
stutter,
they
would
always-
it?
They always
I
in like
mean,
in like advertisements they show
that's
like
how
the
you cook it.
best possible case, and it's never gonna actually be that. It's not like
You know,
it's this thing. If it was if this thing could theoretically somehow be mass manufactured, and it would be like several $1,000s to buy one, I'm sure, and it wouldn't work. You'd probably spill a glass of water and it would rust and not work anymore or something.
yeah, probably. I mean, considering the Cybertruck made out of stainless steel.
I mean, it'd probably be cheaper to just hire a butler. If you, even that, and even that is expensive. Like, there's no like ordinary person can
It
afford
probably
that.
would be cheaper to make the Cybertruck out of plastic.
Also, for the robot like that Xavier's talking about, I want to reference back to a previous episode where we talked about the Neo Beta robot,
Oh, yes.
which
Close up.
which
I
was
remember that.
which was pretty much. Let me see if I still have the link. It's the same
looks
thing
like that.
except that
I can trim my screen real quick.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, beta.
99% uploading.
except
Yeah,
that
it won't be staying on
seems
any of these-
more human,
It
as
seems
well
more human.
as clear. It's clearly like a robot compared to like
There.
Tesla stuff. Like
This
If
is
you
a
go
human
on
in a
there.
suit. There's no way this is a robot.
that is not.
There is no way this is a robot. I will say it won't rust because of the cloth, but there's no way this is a robot. This is a human in a suit. These are gloves.
Like mine?
No, sure, close enough.
Yeah, I don't know why their
Oh my
front
God.
page is like that, but they have
Oh,
a better picture.
Why would he's like
If you-
nobody? Hold on. I need to say this. This is so important. Nobody would ever be comfortable side hugging this robot. Like that's not. No one would do
Bro,
that.
It's like the awkward picture side hug, but with a robot.
The robot
Is that
doesn't.
sweat? I'm sorry. Is that sweat in his armpits?
No. That's oil. That's just.
Michael,
If
if
this
you
is a
look
human,
at
there's no
No,
way this is a robot.
Shut
Michael,
up. Shut up. Like
open the link
this
I
is
sent you.
This is the future. This is the
Bro,
future.
This hand, you see that hand? Oh, there. Let's take a look.
Honestly,
Yes.
I hope it's not a robot because nobody should be comfortable doing this, like going, like giving an awkward side hug to a robot. That thing, if they like misconfigure the motors, could just like break your arm.
Okay.
it's supposed to cost between like 20 and 30K.
How
for-
much?
Who can afford 20 or 30K to?
I know I can.
Here's the thing: they're probably not going to market like solely to just regular people. It might be something like how the robot dog works, and might be advertised to like specific like industries, and then later when they get cheaper or they become like super popular, then they're going to start selling to ordinary people. Like
I
People
must
who
say,
need
like
people
the
who
ro-
need help with something, like
Yeah.
if you.
yeah.
you know Boston Dynamics' robot
Yeah.
dog. Originally,
It is
it was
it's
only
quite
marketed towards the construction companies because like no one else would pay that much. And after like the construction companies had such a good time with it and it got
Mhm.
incredibly popular, they started selling to the public, which led to robotics like competitions such as First buying them for a year and showing them off, as well
Oh,
as
really?
quite a
That's
few
cool.
other like people who had like a lot of disposable income
Who had 30
spend it
grand to
upon
spend on
buying
one.
that. But the one thing I hate about that is the software on that requires a license that you got to pay for like monthly, which
Oh,
is
great.
like
Okay.
not only do you spend like a massive amount on like just the dog itself, but you got to buy a license for software. Subscription
How do you
based.
know that by chance?
Well, it's
I plead the fifth.
the difference
No,
between.
legitimately. How do you know that? They like show them
wait.
at FRC?
Yeah,
Nope.
they showed them at FRC.
That's cool.
I talked to someone who was part of setting that up like a couple weeks ago because somebody
Yeah.
at the competition a couple weeks ago. By the way, I volunteered at a competition a couple weeks ago. Was like part of the team that ran the dog and stuff like that, and they said
Oh,
that
cool.
that it was a subscription based software.
Okay.
So that's
So
why
I
they
guess
aren't
you
doing
could
it
pay that
anymore.
30K, and if you don't pay the
Well,
subscription, then you just got a brick.
You just
Yeah.
got a brick dog.
A brick
Yeah.
for 30K. I mean, that's kind
I
of
mean,
an
that sounds like a
expensive.
good deal to me.
Okay,
Yeah.
hold on though. The difference with this like Tesla bot thing, and even in the other weird thing that was shown, and the Boston Dynamics stuff, is that the Boston Dynamics stuff doesn't really look very humanoid, right? It's not like
Yeah.
it's clearly designed to be a robot first, and then to like the appearance and all that stuff after. With the Tesla bot, it's meant to, it has it's supposed to it looks like a sci-fi or like a it and all the Tesla stuff is supposed to look like this. You look at the rover van, that is like there's no way any
That's the
vehicle
most
would
sci-fi
ever
thing I've ever seen.
there's
Like,
no way that any vehicle realistically would ever look like that. But it's what you'd see in like it's what you'd expect in some sort of like fantasy
Yeah.
or like science fantasy science fiction setting.
Like-
and because
like Atlas.
yeah. Atlas, like, is actually... all the stuff Boston Dynamics makes is kind of incredible.
so
Yeah.
I don't think there's
It's-
any way that something like this could actually function as advertised because it's not.
Oh, yeah.
That's
I
not.
will
Or at least
stand by
or
my
at least-
argument. That's a robot in a suit. That's a human in a suit.
it's a robot in a
stand-
suit.
No, it's a human in a suit.
I just don't understand why you would ever. You would never. If
Oh,
you were,
yeah, I don't... why? Like, yeah, I get it.
You would never design something like that. If you were like actually good at your job, you would never design with the appearance in mind first. It would all be about functionality. But considering that these things have no useful functionality in the first place, I mean, if the robot taxi and robot van worked as advertised, the only thing that would happen is we would get rid of more human jobs. Like, who does that serve? Putting people out of
And
work.
who wants that?
Xavier,
Who
here's
wants
the
getting
thing
rid of...
about- Because I want to counter both of your points. First is the one about why would someone design it and like not think about the engineering. It's like some companies that quickly fail like at their robot making, instead of having actual engineers do like the quick basic design, they decide to have like the CEO or like some marketing team to create like the official design, and then like they have too much power over the company, so they force the engineering team to follow that design, which creates low quality robots. And for why would we want to get rid of human jobs? It's more that people want to try and free up the lower class jobs in an attempt to get more people to higher class jobs and drive more innovation. Sure, it doesn't work like as they want it to, but it drives a little bit, even though it's at a way too high cost, like how they did with industrial workers and factories.
I'm not really sorry if I came off wrong. I don't really mean the
Yeah.
engineering people's fault. I just mean like
Yeah.
Yeah, you're clearly
it's
blaming
really
like,
idiotic to design something like that. I didn't mean like just the engineering department. I meant like the whole
It's
company
not the engineer's
responsible.
fault. I agree.
But I think you're being way too optimistic and like you're really like giving these big companies the benefit of the doubt when they don't deserve it.
I would actually argue that the engineers did a very good job.
yeah.
I would argue.
With
They
what
did
they
an
were given,
incredible
I'm
job.
sure. But
Yeah.
when it comes to the
Huh? Yes, yeah. Yeah.
when it comes to Aditya's point of it's with good intentions, they're just trying to free up labor. That is never how this economic system like has ever worked. If you get rid of like let's say you get rid of every entry level every entry level minimum wage job. Like there are no more like people who are working at fast food restaurants. There are no more people working as delivery drivers. None of that. Those people aren't going to suddenly be able to get to like the upper echelons of society because first of all, you can't just waltz up to like a tech company and become hired there. Like
Yes.
you have to
Yeah,
have
Especially
training.
currently.
Oh
That's
yeah.
what I mentioned at the end of my thing, where
Yeah.
sure, that's what they're advertising, but the results say the opposite, since the amount of people unemployed aren't actually going to those higher layers. And tech companies, they're marketing it that way, but their real goal is to try and cut costs for other businesses, since that'll mean that other businesses will spend money in their product and they can get more investors, as they'll be seeing, hey, these people can easily replace like employees and cut costs whenever they want. So
You're
we want
right.
to invest in this company.
You're right about that.
Okay.
I just don't know why you phrase it initially like there's someone there who has the good. Like, no, there are no CEOs. There's no one who's making these kinds of decisions. There's no like product lead or whatever who decides we're gonna make or Elon Musk, I guess in this case, because he's just like dictator of his own companies. He has like it's all just like whatever his whims are.
People sleeping in the office, working nights, like
there's no one making these decisions who thinks they're actually helping people, and I will not hear anything else. You like it seems to me that when you get to be like a CEO, you just lose humanity because it's like every single decision is all about like
it's
all about profit.
Yeah. It's not when you become CEO. It's more when you become a big company and investors are hounding you to get more profits. Because small companies always start off with good intentions, and they just turn into.
They always.
Well, almost always start off with good intentions, until investors start hounding them to create more profit, which will lead them to public. Yeah. But it's also benefits since they're accountable.
However, that isn't true of Elon Musk because I mean I don't know. I don't think
he's a child.
Yeah, well, yeah, Tesla
is a child,
and he didn't found any company.
Oh yeah, he bought the title of founder from the actual founder of Tesla, so he could call himself the founder. When he isn't, it's the most hilarious. It's like the most childish thing. Yeah. Like it's something you'd expect a 6-year-old to do if they became like they would buy the title of the first person on the moon or something. Like that's what you would expect from like a literal child who had like a huge private fortune. Not
guys.
Sorry.
First of all, I just want to say. Second of all, real quick, counterpoints to both. Automation, in some cases, is good. For example, Excel. People thought that it would replace accounting as a whole, but it became a tool.
Wait, hold on. I gotta stop you right there, my guy. How the whole point of this is to replace drivers. Okay. Let's say theoretically. Wait. What job would the delivery drivers have if the whole point of this is to drive for them? That's all of their job. With accountants, they do a ton more.
All right, guys, let's move on. That's enough. I'm not going to make any more counterpoints because I forgot the other counterpoint.
Thank you.
Moving on.
Okay, can we go to WordPress or whatever?
Let's do Pixel 9a first.
Oh, okay.
Oh, God. So, Pixels.
Okay. Hear me out. So, first of all, any product that Google creates is automatically a group project that will leak about, 9 months before it gets released? 10 months? Like, take a look. The Pixel 9s came out, 2 months ago?
Oh, advanced camera and AI photo editing.
Alright, hold up. So, first of all, I'm going to stop sharing my screen real quick. I happen to have a Pixel 8. And just take a look. One second. I gotta get the case up. Right. Take a look at this camera bump.
I'll be completely honest. With the pixel quality, I don't see it.
Oh, I don't see it. I just don't. I don't. What
camera bump?
Like I have a Moto 7. Or I have a Moto G7 Play. It's like it has the worst camera possible, and I do not care. I don't.
Also, all right.
So you're trying to make it flatter, similar to this.
Yeah.
Well, if you look at the Pixel 9, it sticks out a good amount as well.
All right, take a look. A 2025 phone with no camera bump.
Another thing this would mean is thinner cases for Pixel 9 owners.
That'd be cool.
Usually Pixel 9 Hopefully, Pixel 9 people want to get rid of that bump since it seems uncomfortable.
Here's the thing, though. Yeah. The most uncomfortable thing about modern phones isn't the camera bump or the notch on the front side of the screen for the front camera. The real problem is that there are no phones under 6 inches. Every phone is this massive.
iPhone 12 mini is the best size.
Every phone is a tablet
5.4
now.
inches.
My phone is uncomfortably big in my opinion, and yet this is one of the smallest phones on the market. I cannot get anything smaller than this. It is still uncomfortable to hold. It can be uncomfortable to hold in one hand.
You can't buy any modern phone except the iPhone 12 mini and the iPhone 13 mini that are small. This is the case because I ended up returning the 12
mini. You're
like
the people who put whatever.
Look, I can reach.
I'm sorry, but whenever I see someone holding just a phone case, no phone in it, I'm reminded of like like a fake mobile game ad where the guy's trying to play a game on the phone, but there's no phone in the case.
Oh my god, I love those.
Oh my god, I hate this.
You hate them.
Anyways,
They're
iPhone 12
hilarious.
mini is the best size of any phone. It's 5.4 inches big. Best size of any phone. This. Can I reach the full phone? No, I can't. Can I reach the full phone? Yes, I can.
Why do you have so many phone cases? Did you like in preparation for this? You like went around your house and found all your own
no,
phone
I just
cases?
happen to have this case and my phone. Okay, anyways,
Okay.
moving on. I will say Pixel 9a is like the budget version of the Pixel. So Google is trying this out. We'll see if it succeeds. It'd be very cool if it succeeds.
Wait, hold on. I do want to say another thing about the
Go ahead.
Pixel 9 in
The
general.
robot?
Well, because yes, no, just the Pixel 9. Because I mean,
The
you look at the
Pixel 9
Pixel.
robot.
If you look at the Pixel
The
9,
Pixel
yeah,
9 robot.
it has the camera bump, and that's I guess a big deal with the versus the 9A. But like, is that the whole thing with the 9A? Doesn't have a pixel bump? I don't really like that. Doesn't matter.
Apparently,
to
yeah,
me.
but it just leaked, so you can't buy it yet.
Yeah,
You can buy it in like April or something.
The Pixel 9 is already $800, but
Oh yeah.
here's what I want to talk about. If you go on, this is true for the new new Apple product as well that we're going to talk about later. Or we're going to talk about after
We
this.
are?
Yes. The
Oh, we
iPad
are.
Mini, my guy.
Oh,
Have
I
you never
forgot
heard about
that. I forgot
this?
about that. The greatest iPad.
No,
Oh
both
my
of
God.
these all these tech companies, and I'm so sick of it. If you go on the Pixel 9 store page on storegoogle.com,
Share
or you
screen.
go to apple.com iPad Mini, you will see that the main feature they're touting is Google, like Apple Intelligence or Google Gemini.
know.
It's like, I don't
AI needs to
care.
die. No one needs it.
Okay, actually, if you go on the iPad page, I'll read
Does it
this
say
thing to
built
you.
for Apple Intelligence or something?
Well, yeah, it says okay. Hold on, let me get this. It says
Apple Intelligence isn't even out yet. I just want to say, but it's
oh, it
already built
isn't.
for
I don't use any Apple products, so I don't know. But
I use
Hold
a
on.
Macintosh, obviously.
you make it sound like you have like one of the whatever. Okay,
No,
okay. It has
Why do you
4
have
beautiful colors. Okay,
Macintosh?
Apple Intelligence, personal, private, powerful. I can tell you, it is none of those things.
It is none
iPad
of
Mini
those
is
things.
built for Apple Intelligence. The personal intelligence that helps you express yourself and get things done effortlessly. With groundbreaking
Mini is the
privacy
best
protections, it gives you peace of mind that no one else can access your data, not even Apple. Every tech company and every single tech company makes the claim that like they're not selling your data, and you go to like their EULA and you look at the fine print, it's like, oh, we're selling an anonymized version of your data, or there's no way that this like multi-billion-dollar company or whatever is not going to be selling your data or using it in some way,
Right.
because the whole thing is they're not going to do anything that isn't profitable, and if they can't sell your data, then it's not going to be profitable to run this massive like server for their stupid AI model.
Speaking of the iPad Mini. Anyways, what
that was the
We're
sentence.
moving
the iPad
on.
Mini.
Okay.
Yeah, like 3 days ago or whatever, Apple just released a press release of the new iPad Mini. The iPad Mini is, I just want to say, the greatest iPad. As the iPhone 12 Mini is the greatest iPhone, you know?
Because it's smaller. Well, I don't think it's a problem for tablets to be big. That's kind of
Yeah.
the point of them. If you look
That's
at all
the
the,
entire point of a tablet.
if you look at like every single one of their pictures has a guy with a stylus. He's like drawing on his iPad. Which, first of all, I don't think if you're like a professional artist, you'd probably just use a computer and have like a drawing.
Interestingly,
A drawing tablet.
there are professionals using Procreate to draw on iPads. Interestingly.
That's a shame. That's a real shame. But okay,
There-
cat in frame.
Cat and frame,
It's
yay.
better
All of
than
them are
Isha.
like drawing, but here's the thing: if you're drawing, you want as big a screen as possible so you can like have as fine control over where where you're drawing. Because
Yeah,
if
but
it's smaller, then it's harder to hit individual spots.
Wait, iPad Mini is still the best iPad. That's not a debate.
But why?
Who is it? Stay.
Okay, hold on. I need to go back on the Apple Intelligence because it's like half of their advertising for it. If
Share
you
the
also on the
screen.
page.
It's
Share my
more
screen.
than half their advertising. It's their entire advertising.
It is their entire advertising.
Oh.
They're like, hey, I know
Look at
you're
this.
annoyed about hearing Apple Intelligence, but guess
Apple
what? We have
Camera
Apple
and AI
Intelligence.
photo editing. Oh, sorry, this
Okay,
is Google.
that's
This is
Pixel.
Google. Yeah, so
To be fair, though,
Apple Intelligence enables delightful ways to express stuff visually, and Google does the same thing. AI photo editing, Google AI. Nobody cares about these things. So turn a rough sketch into a
people who
related
take, like,
image what image
photos
want.
as a professional job probably would care about this.
To be very fair, the Google whatever their
Gemini.
artificial intelligence is that's out. The Apple intelligence is not.
Well,
for
yeah,
like
at the very
another
least
month.
that's out. But I hate when they talk about how this stuff is. They act like this stuff is new and groundbreaking. Where ChatGPT has been around for like what years now.
Yeah.
ChatGPT generates text. It doesn't identify images.
We've had a reverse image search for like how many years?
Basically, if
You're talking about,
excuse
you're
me,
thinking about
that,
DALL-E.
I'm not thinking about DALL-E. I'm thinking about Google
no,
reverse
he's
image
talking about
search.
the reverse image search.
We've been
Even
able
I
to do
know
that
what that is.
forever, and it
Xavier,
it didn't
stop sharing.
Stop sharing my screen. But I want to look at all this stuff. I
Oh.
can't get over it.
Oh, let's
Why
see.
are you
Go
showing
to Pixel
Pixel?
Map.
So I switched tabs to the iPad and it keeps showing Pixel. That's miserable. Wow, that's miserable. Now I'm gonna share the actual iPad or the actual iPad Mini.
died.
There we go. This is helpful.
Huh. Anyway, it has an A17 Pro chip, which
that
is
is
the
tiny.
same chip as the It has all the Apple intelligence. It supports the Apple Pencil Pro, which
Pencil?
is Pro,
A
which is
portable powerhouse.
yeah, of course. That's kind of it. There's a very incremental update. It looks basically the same.
Neural engine. Ray tracing. Who is the 5-core GPU brings advanced features like hardware-side ray tracing for graphically intense AAA games. Who wants to play a AAA video game or any video game on a computer with no buttons or keys? Does this
They're
look
called
funny to
mobile
you?
games. They're pretty big.
Mobile games.
Yeah.
No, AAA games. That implies like you're gonna play like. Okay, actually, this is an unrelated tangent, but I have to say
God.
this. I don't understand. I never understood mobile games. Like, I don't mean like Flappy Bird or
Honestly, me too.
or like Angry Birds, whatever. Those things that are fine in 2D. Like people who play like Fortnite for mobile or like or whatever. Like, who wants to have to like press the tiny little buttons on their screen in order to like the fake representations of the real buttons in order to like do the inputs when decades ago we had the Game Boy, which had buttons. It was a portable game playing device. Like, we've had the technology to play games on the go for years, and it was always way better than anything a phone or tablet would be able to do because you have buttons.
What I will say is that I don't understand not just mobile games, but I don't understand games that aren't on Steam.
What? No.
What's the point?
You take that back. So Steam, it is convenient and sure, but it's not good from a perspective of like actually owning your games because of the. Yeah. Hold on, I have a bunch of stuff on my desk.
Oh, physically owning your games? No, I get that, but if you're playing like video games on a computer without owning them physically, what's the point of having like games that aren't on Steam?
Like, here
I have a copy. I have a copy from them.
I have a copy of GTA 2. So this is a game on compact disc ROM, and so.
No. I'm not saying the physically owning games, but like games like Minecraft or Roblox. So what's the point of them not being on Steam?
Because maybe Valve, this one company, shouldn't have a monopoly over
Steam
the entire game distribution system. And I will agree. The Epic Store is trash, and I hate it, and I hate Tencent, and I hate Epic Games, and I don't want them having any control either. But having, like, look at like GOG, and I do hate CD Projekt Red, but like. There are like good old games, or I think it's just GOG now, because a bunch of companies took their brand names that were acronyms and they just got rid of the acronym part. So GOG allows you to just download an executable you can run independently to install the game without any launchers. You don't need an internet connection. You don't need anything, and that's so much better than what Steam offers because there's no like you have to sign in or whatever. Like I can just own my game and no one can ever take it away from me, and that's not something that's true of. That's not something that's true of anything you buy in Steam, because, I mean, sure, you can crack it, and some don't have Steam DRM, but most do, and on top of, like, additional games as a service garbage. So, I don't see...
All right, Xavier, all right.
No,
all right,
what is so good about Steam?
I like it. It's convenient. I have all my games in one thing.
And you could download them whenever you want to play them in this one place, and access them from there, and sync your data and such?
Yup. Precisely.
I mean, I will admit it is convenient, but I don't know if it's really worth the cost.
Okay, if that's fair. Anyway, speaking of Apple products and whatever apps.
Also, you've
whatever.
got to remember that Steam is banned in like other countries too. Like in Vietnam,
really?
you can't use Steam; it's banned.
Oh really?
Steam is
Oh,
banned
no.
in Vietnam.
No.
Steam doesn't take purchases in Russia and some other countries that the
I don't
U.S.
think anything-
currently doesn't like. So
Oh
pretty
yeah,
much what
for
usually ends
adversaries
up
or
happening
whatever.
is they go through a different app like Itch.io or something else, and then sell it off
Oh,
of
sorry.
there.
Don't call it Itch.io, please. Please do not call it Itch.io.
I don't know what the hell you
Anyways.
call it.
Speaking of Apple products and apps, there's this guy. His name's Christian
This
Selig.
guy.
He made the best Reddit app ever created, Apollo for
Oh,
Reddit.
gosh.
That was the what happened there, right? Was months ago we had that like moderator strike because they changed the API so people couldn't make those third-party apps without paying, right?
They
Does
could, but they
everybody
had
know
to pay
about
an
this except
outrageous
me?
amount, like $20 million a year or something.
What did you say, Aditya?
Does everybody know about that random moderator strike except me?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I heard about it at the time, and it was so funny because, well, I wouldn't say funny. It was more sad because you knew it was gonna fail. Because they had announced like we're gonna
Because
strike
Steve
for.
Hoffman. Yeah,
Hmm?
it's gonna fail because Steve Hoffman.
Well, they also announced how long they were going to be striking for, which is not the point of a strike. You don't strike for a set amount of time. You strike until your conditions are met.
Anyways, that was the greatest Red app of all time, and unfortunately, it only ran on iOS. But that was kind of a good thing about it
Well,
because
okay, you know what? I'm gonna stop you right there. If it only ran on iOS, it was nowhere close to being the greatest anything of all time.
okay,
Here's the thing, Michael doesn't use iOS.
No, ignore that. Anyways, also
Wait, so
this
what's-
guy.
Okay,
What?
sure, whatever.
Anyways, I used it on my iPad before.
Oh,
Anyways.
fair enough.
Yeah, I did use. Anyways, Christian Selig also created an app for the Vision Pro to run YouTube on it. And YouTube decided that no, we don't want this and shut it down, even though there's no official YouTube client for the Vision Pro. But no one really cares about the Vision Pro, so
I don't even know what the Vision Pro is.
Apple's AR and VR headset.
Huh. I mean, for watching YouTube, I just use NewPipe on Lineage.
Oh, do you really? Oh.
Yeah, because I like being able to. I hate ads.
Oh.
And I don't really
hate ads
trust.
too.
I don't trust Google to not like steal all of my information all the time. So I don't really want to download the YouTube app.
Yes. Anyways, speaking of apps and websites and whatever else,
It's like
WordPress.
my God, you need to work on your segues.
I do. WordPress versus other WordPress. Anyway, we all
Engine.
know what WordPress
Civil War.
is, right? We do.
You
Well, yeah,
you
it's
cut
this-
out.
Yeah,
Oh,
we all know
I'm
what
sorry.
WordPress is. It's a thing. No.
It's a website making thing without code.
I mean, which I already think is a shame. I know a lot of people. Was it 40% of the internet uses WordPress or something? And that's.
Yep.
We need to go back to the Web 1.0 era in like the
No.
90s.
Don't
No.
know HTML,
That was
CSS, and
read-only.
JavaScript.
That was the worst.
No. I know. I don't mean like. I mean. I mean like the era where everyone had their own like blogs. They just ran on like a computer at their house, and it was this. It was like the most disgusting HTML and CSS because there was no like. Instead of like having like sites like YouTube or Facebook or MySpace or whatever, where or now like Instagram, like Insta and Twitter,
I
where
loved MySpace.
people
I was
had
in
like
live.
people all use these one website, like these like small select websites to communicate. Everyone was on their own like independent blog that they completely controlled, and they could use whatever disgusting color scheme and font they wanted. It was great. We need to go back to that. Like, if you
That
go
was
on
the time of Sammy.
Anyways,
That was the time of Sammy. Do you not know Sammy?
Nope.
The
and
computer work.
Aditya is not going to explain that.
No. No, Sammy is like, during the MySpace era, since users were able to customize their CSS, one user had...
I'm not talking about the MySpace era. I'm talking before then.
Yes, but it's the same code.
Are any of us even old enough to use MySpace?
And to have used it? No, I was. I don't. I think
Did
MySpace was.
MySpace
What,
closed
I
down
never
like
used it.
2004 or something?
That's fair. I was born in 2009.
Hold on, let me go on Wikipedia. I'll look up MySpace. I'll do real research on Wikipedia. See, I'm a journalist
While he does
now.
that, WordPress is a completely open source and free website builder without code that powers 40% of the internet.
Oh, it was
Apparently.
popular from 2005 to 2009, so we were
really?
alive.
So we could have used it.
Yeah, at age 3, I would have been able to use MySpace.
At age 0. Wait, what day did it close down?
Did it? I don't. It's not. It's not closed. Well, I mean, the website's still up, but it says most features are disabled or dysfunctional.
Oh, okay.
But it was
currently
popular
MySpace
in
is used for music.
2009.
What?
What?
It's just- Yeah, it's now a new way to save like songs similar to like Spotify.
Oh, is it like it's like
Yeah.
with RCA, where some other company after they're dead just buys their name up and just uses it for
Yeah.
some other purpose?
Oh, of course.
Exactly.
Okay, so
Anyways.
back to you, Michael.
Yeah.
Introduce the WordPress drama to us.
WordPress is open source and free and powers 40% of the websites on the internet, but WordPress is owned by an umbrella corporation called Automatic. That's with 2 T's.
Stupid.
Automatic. They also own Pocket Casts and Tumblr.
Wait, this is the guy that owns Tumblr? Hate that man.
Anyways, this guy has said that WP Engine, which is an engine that uses WordPress code to make website building easier, and not letting it be self-hosted because WordPress doesn't do doesn't host websites. They just let people build them. So WP Engine allowed them to run the website off someone else's server.
Which sucks already.
Yeah, but a good amount of people used it because people aren't smart enough. And
Wow, how mean. You mean people don't want to run their own servers, which is just,
No,
I don't know,
people
they're
are
just
smart.
lazy.
okay, fine, I take that back. People don't want to run their own servers.
People don't
Why?
want to. You gotta say people don't want to run their own servers, thus they're stupid. You can still call them stupid, but you gotta give your reasoning.
Of course. Anyways, normally it's like not, this isn't enforced, but it's like common courtesy that if like a 300 to 1,000 person corporation is like using an open source project to fuel their project or whatever, they have like one to 2 employees, sometimes more actively like giving
Contributing
back.
to the source
Yeah.
code.
Yeah, like
It's just common courtesy normally. Like, because if you're using it to make money, you have to contribute to it. Well, you don't
mean-
have to, but still.
As long as they're not like with like a lot of licenses like the GPL, it's not like illegal. It's not violating the terms as long as they're not like using modified binaries internally and distributing them, but only internally, and not, or if they're as long as they're not like distributing modified binaries without distributing the source code as well. It's not like legally a problem, but it is just really a really miserable practice to like make a ton of money off of some project and not like contribute to it at all.
Yeah. Speaking of legal problems, that guy who's the CEO of Automatic, who is also the CEO of Tumblr, sent them a cease and desist to WP Engine for abusing their project. And WP Engine sent him another cease and desist back to say, we're not abusing your product. We can do whatever we want. It's open source.
Well,
Just stop.
I thought first WP Engine sent out a season just because the CEO called it a cancer or something, and they were
Oh
like,
yeah, he did call it a cancer to WordPress. That's fair.
I mean, so like it's just stupid battle of like, oh, you said mean things, take it down, and they were like, no, you use our
yeah.
WordPress is a stupid name, but like, I don't even understand the
and
whole.
Linux isn't.
It was never meant to be called that. I don't
It was never
believe.
meant to be called that.
Hold
What was
on.
it meant to? What was it supposed to be called anyway?
Minx.
I don't remember.
I don't know.
I mean, out of all people, Xavier would probably know.
Hold on, I'll look this up. see, I'm like a real, I'm a real journalist.
Anyway,
Podcast
WordPress
per
It was
name.
supposed to be called Freak. That's hilarious.
Oh, actually,
mean-
that's funny.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a mix of free and freak, and with an
Oh.
X because he liked X because he wanted to be future Elon Musk.
And I'm assuming it was named Linux because of Linus Torvalds.
Well, because I
Yeah.
think, from what I remember, someone named like a directory that. Oh yeah,
Oh, really? Oh.
someone
Probably
named a
typo.
directory. Someone else named the directory that, and so
It's
to roll
probably a
just
typo
like,
considering
okay.
like X and
It was
S
not
have
a
to be
typo.
close
It was
to
because of
keyboard.
Unix, my guy.
Oh, fair. Fine.
Fine, just concede the point instantly.
I love Linux.
Anyways, speaking of
You heard of
speaking
Michael?
of Linux, well, not really. Whatever. Moving on.
Yeah, you talking about something for like 1 second. You're like, okay, you know what? We're done with that. We gotta go on to the next topic.
We finished WordPress. There's nothing else to say about it.
That's not true. You're not just like a news commentary show. What's your opinion, my guy? Give me your state. Give me the takes.
Oh.
I'm uninformed. I need to know what to feel about this.
All right. What do I think about this? I mean, I don't really have an opinion on this. I don't use WordPress, do I?
What do we pay you for?
I think this is hilarious.
I'm getting paid. Hold up. No one told me that.
We're being
What do you
paid
pay us
exposure.
for? I don't know. You're getting paid in exposure on your own podcast?
Like,
Yes.
I guess I think Matt Mullenweg, who's the CEO of Automatic, shouldn't sue WP Engine for abusing their service.
The trademark or
I don't
whatever.
think they should.
Oh yeah, because
Yeah.
I feel like
No.
all that needs to happen is they just need to call them out on it, and usually like the customers will be like, "Oh my god,
I mean,
that's disgusting."
He did call them out by saying they're a cancer to society.
Oh yeah, didn't
Yeah, but it's not calling them out for not contributing. They just
Well,
say they're a
he
cancer.
said that too. Trust
Well,
me.
instead, what he did is he cut them off from the servers, and then like a bunch of websites were just like stranded because
Honestly,
they weren't allowed to use the.
If Matt Mullenweg actually cares about this, I think WordPress should stop being open source.
What? That's the worst take possible.
If he actually
I mean,
cares
he's
about
got-
people not abusing his service, I think it shouldn't be open source.
Oh,
Yeah.
you mean if he actually thinks he should be paid in order for them to use the server? Well, yeah. I mean, you can't. I mean, you can charge like if you sell like if I print or press a CD that has a Linux distribution on it and I sell that, that's fine.
Yeah.
But like you shouldn't be expecting royalties if you're talking about an open source project.
Okay, but like for
No, I
example,
would agree
Okay.
with you that like you should, if he actually expects royalties, it doesn't make sense for that goes against the whole point of it being open source where anyone can like contribute and anyone can
Yeah.
use it.
because also
Open
there's
source
like the
pretty
point
much
of
just means, hey,
So-
you can do it.
Hey.
You can use it for whatever you want, and
yeah.
we won't really care as long as you keep it. You try and give back to the community that you took it.
Yeah.
That's all that they really say, and you don't even have to give back. So
What I
were
would
you
say
saying, Mike?
is that, for example, let's take our favorite Linux distribution, Ubuntu.
Oh,
Ubuntu is
God.
made.
Don't you ever touch? Do not ever speak those words to me ever again. Don't even touch the idea of that.
Oh, wait, fine. Red Hat. For just for
Hat?
example.
Like Red Hat Enterprise Linux,
Okay, it's
never
made by a
heard of that one.
corporation. First of all,
IBM.
that's kind of the point. It's made by a corporation. That corporation actively contributes to the Linux kernel.
Okay.
They're using the Linux kernel to make their distribution. Okay. But what if a company is using Linux for their internal machines? Do they have to contribute to the code?
I mean, again, they don't have to. It just.
Yeah, but should they ethically contribute
Yes.
to the Linux kernel?
I mean, I think ethically anyone who is able to, anyone who's using anyone who uses something and is able to contribute, who sees a problem they want to fix, should. But like,
Oh,
I don't.
Do you contribute to the Linux kernel, Xavier?
I'm 17. I don't contribute to anything in my whole life. No.
That's fair.
No, I
Very
don't.
reasonable.
I don't think everyone should be expected to, because first of all, most people don't know C or assembly. I do. I've not had problem. When you contribute to a good kernel, it's mostly because you want a feature added, or there's a bug request, and I haven't encountered either of those,
You
so I
haven't had
haven't
that
needed
problem.
to. Yeah. But if you were a company and you have to make a new module for some internal hardware you're using, it would make sense to contribute that as open source software to the kernel. That'd be a good thing to do.
Personally, I feel like if
But
it's
money.
like Ubuntu or Red Hat, where they're using the Linux kernel for the product, I think they should. But if like some company is using Linux for their internal machines, I don't think they should.
Yeah, I don't. Well, I think it'd be nice if they did, but they don't. They shouldn't have
Oh
to.
yeah. Well, you don't have to do anything. It's open source.
It's more. Well, yeah, but it's more. I think you're right. It's more if your
It's a
product
courtesy.
involves that. Not if you're using it internally. But it's if your product involves that. I think that's
Yeah.
fair.
I agree.
I'm not selling like I'm not selling like DVDs to my Linux
Yes.
distribution.
Not
I
yet.
don't have one of those.
Yeah. I mean, if you sell it to some idiot, you probably can.
So
Yo, Michael, want to buy
scornful.
something?
Huh?
Michael, you buying
Well,
that?
no.
No.
Michael,
no.
are you buying? I got the distros.
macOS
No.
and Ubuntu.
Yeah, you have like the worst taste. You have the worst taste in Ulysses. You have macOS, which is based on BSD, sure, but it's like the most locked down like Unix like operating system you could possibly use, and Ubuntu, which is just the worst Linux distribution
Oh, and an
ever.
Android phone.
Yeah, Android, which is based on the Linux kernel and AOSP, but it also has all of Google's garbage on there, and it's like constantly stealing your data. You couldn't even install
love when
Calyx or
companies
Lineage on
personally-
your phone.
I personally love when companies steal my data.
Is that like?
I love Steam. I love Apple. I love Ubuntu.
Are you like? Do you like know? Do you know like this like Tim
Somebody
Apple
flip this
personally?
right now.
Do you know Tim Apple personally? And you like go to his house and you're like, hey, like you have like a deal with him, like you struck some sort of like you have an arrangement, and that's why that you like
Yeah,
you're
most definitely.
consenting
That's
to
why I use
giving
a
away your
Mac. What else would I
data.
use a
He's
Mac?
actually
It's
related
not like
to Steve Jobs.
Oh, is he really? You're joking. Are you joking?
What? No, I just made
What?
a joke
No,
about
I was talking about you. We were talking about you idiot.
Oh me?
I'm not related to anybody. I don't have any relations.
I don't either.
Makes sense.
Anyway, I shared my opinion, so we're gonna move on to the.
The Firefox vulnerability.
Okay, first of all, in an episode of the last 2 episodes where everything went wrong and we didn't end up uploading them.
Oh, are you gonna bring up our
So
unfortunate ex-guest?
Every browser. Oh yeah, Christian for the first one, and then I didn't have time to edit the episode, and then I lost the file.
That's
think-
for the best. That's
I
for
think
the
that was
best,
a
honestly.
message from God. I don't.
That's my
That
fault.
was a
I'm
message from God.
Sorry.
The universe did not want you.
Did
to
you
upload
want the man who was? Did you really want the episode where the guy was playing with his broken down door? Like he was in his frame, like the door that he bust off its hinges was just in the back of the frame,
That's
and
fair.
he had
That
a
is a
light
message
fall
from
on
God.
his
We
head or
shouldn't have
something.
uploaded that. That's fair.
Hmm?
Very fair. Very fair. That is a message from God. We should not have uploaded that. Very fair. Very, very fair. Anyway, speaking of browsers, Arc. First of all, any browser that I use in the first 3 months that I use it, it just happens to get a 9.8 degree security vulnerability.
Every browser's getting security vulnerabilities all the
Michael, what
time
are you
because
doing?
they're.
Because he just said that every browser he uses within like 3 months they get a 9.8 security vulnerability. So I
They
feel
do.
like he's doing something. What are you doing?
Are you like? Do you have like?
I put
Are
this
you
as
a
plan?
gay furry hacker from Russia?
Oh, I remember that. That was the dumbest
the
thing I've ever heard
accusations.
of.
Anyway, Arc. So you know the issue with MySpace where when it loads too much CSS it breaks.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what
Um,
you were talking about earlier?
It's
Aditya?
partially that, and second, basically, in Swift there's this thing called Firebase, and someone didn't configure it, and that's all the security they have.
So I want to say so we get a real code execution because
Someone
people didn't try.
configure it.
I want to say because there's a ton of these. There's a ton of these. There's CVE 2024 9392 9393 9394 8900 9396 9397
Xavier, what did you say?
9398 9400 9401 9402 and 9680 all
You got a
patched
good
in this
point.
one version.
Are these just numbers you're saying?
These are all the CVE codes for the vulnerabilities.
The what?
CVE.
Oh. of course.
See,
Anyways,
Like,
yeah,
do you
Arc
know what
had
they
that
are?
problem, and now a couple weeks later, Firefox, my favorite browser.
Oh yeah, I'm listening to Firefox once.
Xavier, do you know completely what happened?
What happened with Firefox?
Yeah.
Well, if you trust the media, if you go on articles like about this, they'll say use after free flaw highlights. This is techrepublic.com. I don't know. I've never heard of this website before. Apparently, it exists. Use after free flaws highlights cracks in memory unsafe programming languages. That is a brain dead take, and I'm going to explain why. Look, it's not C's fault if you suck at programming, okay? You know, if you free memory and then you continue to use it, that's your bad. That's on you, and you deserve to be hacked. You deserve to be pwned. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear how Rust is in Rust there are two different types of string, and one of them is a constant stir, and one of them string isn't. It's terrible. It's miserable. It is not a fun experience to program in that, and no one should be subjected to that. I don't want to hear how C has memory safety issues. That's your bad. I'm not taking. We're not taking. C should not take any responsibility for that. Stop blaming the tools when you are at fault.
Something funny that I remember from that is that doesn't Firefox own Rust right now?
I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, they do. They're making Rust or whatever, and they don't even use it. But they make me recompile LLVM and Rust in order to compile Firefox to get the vulnerabilities fixed.
They made Rust and they have malking issues.
Also, Xavier was like, his voice was constantly glitching out, so I didn't understand most of what he said.
I'm mostly yelling at people.
He calls C a bad programming language.
I did not. You take that back.
Way back machine got hacked.
Oh right, yeah.
Okay, this is new.
Didn't he get like a... Well, isn't it back only in read-only right now or something?
The what?
Isn't it back only in read-only mode?
Yeah, it's read-only now. Because after the incident.
The incident?
The incident. It took them like 50 or however long to get to this incident. This never happened before. Alright. Did we miss anything?
Did we miss anything? I think we should go back to yell more about Apple.
Excuse me? What'd you say?
I think we should go back so I can yell more about Apple.
Your voice is glitching out, so I can't tell what you're saying.
See, this is why you don't use a random website. See, this is the problem with not using self-hosted software, my guy. See, you should have learned from WordPress engine that that's a bad idea.
Of course.
Alright, so I think we covered everything.
Hold up, 1 second. Apparently, Trump said that Tim Cook called him to complain about the European Union.
Don't you mean Tim Apple?
Those are lies. Yeah, Tim Apple, yeah.
You mean Job Apple?
Meta is laying off employees at WhatsApp and Instagram.
My God, you're just like reading headlines.
Yeah.
Well, tech companies are always laying off people. That happens every like 3 seconds because they're.
Yeah, I was about to say that happens every 30 seconds. That's not that 30 seconds.
That's barely even news at this point. All these companies, they're constantly buying up smaller companies and then just gutting them so they can just making a bunch of people lose their jobs for no reason.
Oh, ChatGPT has a Windows app now for no one to ever use.
Oh yeah, someone made like on F-Droid. There's like an app that's supposed to like be your like a way to access several large language models, and it's like, why would I ever want that? What open source developer was like, you know what? Here's what the world really needs right now to be open source software. An Android app that lets you access ChatGPT. So many better things that you could be working on, and that's what you settled. That's what you settled with. You used your talent for that purpose.
All right.
You don't even have a response to that. Just like,
yeah, yeah. I mean, what am I supposed to say?
I feel like I come on here and I'm like making you uncomfortable on your own podcast.
I mean, Xavier, do you want to say something else about like Linux or something? I don't know.
Just in general, just like I'm the CEO of I'm the CEO of the Linux kernel project. Even that's not even how that works.
Also, I do just want to say I was very surprised that you actually use Windows.
I don't want to. My guy, I have okay. Here's I'll give a run on Windows 7. So in my closet, which you can't see, it's not a frame. I have an EduQuest 30, which is running Windows 95. It barely meets the requirements for that, but it is running Windows 95. In front of me, right here, I have an IBM ThinkPad. I think this is a T21. So this is running Windows 98 Second Edition, as well as an old version of Debian. And I have an HP over there, which you also can't see. I have an HP EliteBook, which is running Windows 7. And finally, this computer is dual booted with Windows 11 and Arch, because I unfortunately do play video games, and I do make mods I do create maps for various Valve games. And so, unfortunately, the Valve Hammer editor... Well, I play Portal 2 as well.
Portal 2 is pretty good.
Unfortunately, the SDK only runs on Windows very only runs correctly on Windows, so
Hold
I
up,
have
hold
to
up, hold
use
up.
Windows.
Now go through all the Linux computers.
Like in general, like how many computers I have that run Linux.
Yeah, go through all of them.
I mean, this
Please
computer
don't
right
go
now
through all of
also.
them.
Okay, wait,
No.
hold on. What does that have to do with any of the issues?
No,
Do you think that
but-
if we're uploading this podcast, like some random guy wants to hear about what this person they don't know is using on their
No,
computers? Is this like
all right?
Let's get back to actual news. You know,
We finished.
do you guys know Amazon Web Services CEO? I think his
Yeah.
name's like Matt Garman or something. He
Sounds vaguely
he
familiar.
created a new like 5-day per week in office policy
Oh my god.
to his employees, and when his employees started being like, "Hey, we don't like that," do you know what he responded? Well, then quit. His response was to quit.
Let me guess. Did everyone quit the next day?
No,
Oh.
considering he
I would've
recently
quit.
said that.
Oh, I would have quit.
And just to say that,
I mean, considering how hard it is to get a tech job nowadays, that's
Well,
fair.
Well, that's the
Also,
problem, right?
the reason why
Yeah.
this is so controversial is because Amazon Web Services was operating on a 3-day like in-office program before
That's a
this.
pretty big jump. Oh, so people
Yeah.
were allowed to work remote, and now they're not able to. I think
No, it's like
Dell?
you could be at home for like 2 days and work for 3 days.
Yeah, I think. Well, I think with like, well, I don't know if it's quite the same thing, but with like, with
I mean,
virtual like remote employees, I think a lot of companies are like cracking down on that. I think it was Dell that changed the policy so that everyone has to come in and work in person. I don't understand.
To
like,
be fair,
the
it's
point of
much
that?
cheaper for companies to just let people work remotely.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know why they're against that. They're making people come into the
'Cause-
office.
They do have to provide like a keyboard, a mouse, and a monitor, right? But they don't have to pay for office space.
No, my guy, you don't understand. They're getting rid of remote. They don't want people to
I
do
know,
remote.
I understand.
Why are you talking about? Why are you talking about why they would not want to do that? Like in the office, they gotta
I'm
pay
asking. Yeah, they have to pay for like AC and rent in the office. Yeah, I know.
for. So then, that's my point exactly.
Why?
Here's the thing.
Here's
Guide helps them collaborate more and be more connected whilst helping them invent new things, which is just a bunch of corporate jargon for saying, hey, we want to have more control over our employees and we
Is
don't like them
Apple
working from home.
because they can't if you're at home, they can't have some guy come in and look over your shoulder and make sure you're doing your work or whatever.
Yeah, they can't just make sure to be like, oh, you have 2 monitors, one's playing solitaire, the other one's just in a meeting.
No, that's like
I should play solitaire.
That reminds me of how a lot of early
Sure,
DOS
you
games
can
had a
game.
button that was like the work button where it would show up some like spreadsheets or something. That was great. They should have kept that. I think they should still have that in modern games. If you're playing, what's a modern game? I don't play any modern games.
Me who plays 2 video.
What's the
Minesweeper.
game that all the kiddies are playing? Yes, so you're playing Minesweeper. You should be able to press the the W key and be able to show like your work screen. That'd be great.
Oh,
That
the,
exists.
Like,
The
the alt
person
tab.
who created Silk Road in the past, I forget his name. The person who created Silk Road did the same exact thing, except every time he wanted to hide like his project of Silk Road, it went to like a new tab where he was doing like he was on stock market because he pretended to be a day trader the entire day, like every day.
Oh.
My guy literally used the Alt Tab strategy. Well, not exactly. My guy used the
must
Alt
say,
Tab strategy and got away with it for like how long?
Christian wants to become a day trader.
My guy.
Yeah, I also laughed when I heard that. But he would work it out from 9 to 5. He would work from 9 to 3.
You should
Just
have.
the time he was in school.
You know
on
what?
his
You should
Apple
have him on a
Watch.
guest. You should have him on as a guest in the next,
No,
on
not
the
again.
episode.
Actually,
Not
no,
again.
We're doing the robotics episode on Monday.
Yeah, he's gonna
No,
be
we're
there.
not. We're doing the rocketry.
I am.
We're doing the rocketry episode on Monday.
Wait,
Yeah, that's
so
what I said.
You said
you
robotics.
said robotics. The same thing, whatever.
No.
My guy.
Okay,
So he's gonna be in the
rocketry.
next step. I'll have to make sure to watch that when it comes out. I need to see this. I need to like
Alright.
witness this
Anyway,
transpire.
We're an hour and 4 minutes in. That's all we have today. So you can have a good day or not. You can choose. Because this is a democracy.
That implies that we have free will and that the universe is not deterministic.
No, we don't. Anyways, have a good day. Or not.
We will judge you.
Bye.